This is an SUV by Lamborghini Urus, which is valued at more than 5 million rands. It's one of the vehicles which are being seized by the Special Investigating Unit from the property of Mr. Morgan Maumela, who's an alleged kingpin of the looting of the Thembisa hospital, which affects more than 2 billion rand. So this forms part of an investigation by the Special Investigating Unit, and his assets are being seized. And we see there's 3 large removal trucks which are here to seize some of his assets, including this SUV, which looks brand new. We understand it has less than 500 kilometers on the clock, and another SUV is also going to be seized today by the SIU. And there's a large police contingent outside. There's police from Diepsloot, there's police from Bramley, there's police from Alex. And this is part of an investigation into the alleged looting of the Thembisa hospital, which led to the killing of whistleblower Babita.
We have uncovered a syndicate that's referred to as the Maumela Syndicate. And we are mentioning this surname Maumela simply because it has already been publicized. There has been an asset forfeiture order that was announced of Maumela Syndicate. So the Maumela Syndicate refers to the syndicate that is linked to Morgan Maumela. The SIU is reviewing 1,728 bundles worth 816 million related to the Maumela Syndicate, and has completed to date 924 analyses, uncovering significant irregularities. So the SIU has traced about 41 suppliers or service providers linked to this Maumela Syndicate. 3 of the companies that were awarded contracts to the value of 13,538,292 in this syndicate are linked to Vusi Muzi MATLALA. So this Vusi Muzi MATLALA would have come in as part of the syndicate that, according to our evidence, is really led by this Maumela. Maumela's identified assets amount to around 520 million, including luxury vehicles and properties valued at 293 million. Notable properties include about a 75 million property in Bantry Bay and various others in Gauteng. The SIU has assisted the National Prosecuting Authority asset forfeiture to identify assets linked to Maumela, which has resulted in the NPA's asset forfeiture unit preserving some of the Maumela's assets. These assets include the following. We're not mentioning sort of all of them, but you can find them in the order that was issued. The property in Hartbeespoort, Northwest, 2 properties in Sandton, Gauteng, property in Zimbali Estate, Balito, Durban, and KwaZulu-Natal, 2 twin tower properties in Cape Town, Western Cape, and some of the motor vehicles include Lamborghini, Urus, Lamborghini Hurricane, Lamborghini Aventador. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. These are some of the vehicles names that is very difficult to announce. And another Lamborghini Urus, Bentley Continental, Isuzu D-Max, a multi-purpose trailer, Badger Fire Blast CC, Regency 250 LE boat. As I indicated, that there are further assets that have been freezed by AFU, but I'm pleased to announce that we really wanted to mention further assets and other vehicles that we would have freezed, but we wanted to make sure that we follow the legal process and institute those proceedings in the special tribunal. We did so. We had hoped for the order at the latest by Friday, or at least the weekend. That order came in only this morning at 9 o'clock, where the special tribunal has granted the SIU an order to freeze further assets of Maumela to a tune of 500 million, I'm informed by our legal officials.
The SIU is doing this particular afternoon?
Linda, I mean, you can see the people there have some experience with moving Lamborghinis, clearly the people you call in this instance. The Thembisa hospital, as we know, the most astonishing scandal, 2 billion rand taken, 3 separate syndicates, according to the SIU's interim report that was released last week. And still, all of this linked to what Babita Deokoran uncovered and was then killed for. And in fact, her family saying this morning or overnight, I understand, they don't want that hospital renamed in her honour unless it actually becomes a beacon of hope for patients where there'll be no corruption. There's a very important backstory to all of this.
Absolutely, Stephen. And you'd also recall that there's been a long wait for justice in the matter of Babita Deokoran. And this particular investigation is an investigation that the SIU said, was also part of some of the referrals that came from the Premier's office, which were made in September 2022. The Premier also making referrals of some of the matters that needed to be investigated. So the SIU last week revealing that there was about 2 billion rand that was plundered. These are fees, Stephen, that were meant to assist the most vulnerable of society that were plundered through a number of irregular contracts. And of course, as a result of that investigation that the SIU had conducted, they'd now come down to this particular moment where they are seizing properties to, of course, try to recover those funds. So there's been quite a lot of work that has gone into this investigation, because the Maumela syndicate is not the only syndicate that the SIU discovered. Quite a number of others as well, which the SIU detailed in its report last week, indicating, of course, the plundering and the siphoning of state resources and state funds to, of course, fund these luxurious lifestyles. So today, the SIU descending upon Maumela, Angwani Maumela, who is named as one of the people that are in charge of a syndicate, really, that siphoned over 820, at least nearly 820 million rands of the funds at Thembisa Hospital. So at the moment, what you're seeing is, of course, the preparations to, of course, take these vehicles away. There's also been quite a number of people that are inside, Stephen, that are still doing a bit of work. So at the moment, what the SIU has already said this morning, confirming that this operation is part of implementing the outcomes of that investigation that they conducted into the plundering of resources and funds at the Thembisa hospital. They are also saying that they'll be communicating further, in relation to the legal processes, and once those have been finalized, they will, of course, be making further pronouncements in relation to what it is exactly that will be done going forward. So at this point, this is an operation that is currently underway that really is part of the outcomes of that investigation. So not really revealing much in terms of what is the next step when it comes to these processes. and what will follow. And you'd know that this was an unannounced operation, tip-offs being given to members of the media who then, descended upon this particular place. So it remains to be seen really what the next step for the SIU is as they continue with this particular operation, Stephen.